Our latest big conversation here on the counterattack. This is a fun one. We have a couple of high school water polo legends here ahead of a big game in the Chicago area this weekend. 1,500 wins at least combined between these two guys. Ken Smith from Punahou, Jeff Wimer from Stevenson. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, so exciting stuff here. As far as we can tell, unprecedented here. You hear about this all the time in, I think, high school football, basketball. Hey, what would it be like if one of the best teams from state X took on the best team from state Y? And we don't really get that very often in water polo, but we're going to get it this weekend here. Defending state champs squaring off. Hawaii, Ken Smith, Illinois, Jeff Wimer. Jeff, I'll start with you as the host. Tell me, how did this come about?
It all started back in August when Kyle Utsumi reached out to me. We're old friends, and the subject came up, and we were like, let's make it happen.
And Ken, tell me from your perspective, you have a bit of a flight ahead of you here to go from Honolulu all the way to Chicago. What was the response on your end when Kyle said, hey, what if we go out to the Midwest to play some water polo?
Yeah, we just have been looking for different places to go because we've been to California about 1 million times. So with the idea of going to the Midwest was just really, really exciting for us. And we've heard about Jeff and everything they've done there in that area. What a great place to go. So, our school got behind it, and the players are so excited. So it's going to be a great trip.
Now, I suspect there's maybe some crossover here. These athletes might see each other at a Junior Olympics, or maybe if they're part of ODP, but to have their teams square off is going to be something a bit different. Jeff, what's the excitement level on your side to play someone from so far away?
Well, our girls are pretty accustomed. We always have an interstate competition every year with us in Michigan. But to have a team coming from Hawaii, I mean, and the top team, that's absolutely incredible. The girls are so excited. I'm sure the Punahou girls. I think it's just going to be a ton of fun. The kids they're ecstatic about it.
And then, Ken, talking about your group, and Jeff, similar question for you, but as this takes place during your season, what kind of preparation do you think this will be? You both have obviously championship aspirations. How does a series of games like this, or in your case, Jeff, hosting something like this, Ken, I'll start with you, but how does this kind of help on the road to try to get where you want to be at the end of the year?
Yeah, I think it's just a great starting point for us because, we play the same people all the time. And now to do this with brand new people, it's going to be just a great start for our season. So,
and then it's similar to you, Jeff.
This is what I wanted to accomplish about 15 to 18 years ago, and I did that with Michigan so we could play different competition and higher level competition. I mean, what we want is the best for our kids and best for our program, and the better competition you can play, the better your program is going to be in the long run. And like Ken said, to play different faces, a different team is just, I think, instrumental for the kids' growth. And the kids love it. And they all make friends. I mean, I have kids who've made a lot of friends from the Michigan teams, and now I know they're going to make new friends with the Hawaiian team. I just think it's absolutely an awesome opportunity for us.
And Greg, the other thing, we're really hoping that this could be now kind of an annual thing, maybe a home and home. Now we can have someone else come in because we can't get high school teams to come to Hawaii in the spring from California because they don't play. So now if we could get a home and home, or maybe a team from Michigan or other teams from Illinois can come, because we can set up a tournament in Hawaii. We can even highlight a game in the ocean. I mean, things like that. And then we go back to Jeff every other year, something like that. So I think it could be the beginning of something really great for both areas.
Yeah, you see how popular that's become with UH hosting teams, right, as part of like a spring break trip during the women's season. But it's tough, and you guys know it best, right? High school water polo is so scattered as far as the schedules go. Even in the state of California, right, the girls don't all play at the same time up and down the state. It's almost impossible to get the idea. The things I love from other sports, we struggle to have a true like top 25 or a top 10 ranking because we're not all playing at the same time. So this is an awesome step in that direction. By the way, if people aren't familiar with the history, both of these guys double-digit state championships in their respective areas. So we're talking about some of the greatest water polo coaches of all time when it comes to high school water polo. I kind of wanted to dive into that in a moment, kind of your history and where your programs have gone. But first, every time a team in other sports visits an area maybe they haven't been, there's a piece outside of the competition. They're, away from the pool or away from the court. Jeff, any kind of welcome to Chicago moment planned here for the Punahou squad? Perhaps a trip to Lou Malnati's or something like this?
It's funny you say that, but I have a whole list of restaurants and other things. I do know Ken and the Punahou group that's coming in, they have quite an itinerary planned. I was able to help set them up. Ken, you're coming in Thursday, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And then I have them set up on Friday with another high school to play 2 games Friday evening at this other high school. Very nice facility. Then Saturday, they're coming to our facility. Sunday, I believe you're doing a group tour and sightseeing in the city of Chicago, in the area. And then on Monday, we have them set up at another high school for another game. And then I believe, are you going to a Chicago Bulls game Monday night, possibly?
Yes.
And then they're flying back home on Tuesday. So I think their itinerary is pretty set. But there, as you know, there's Chicago. There's a lot to do here, and I'm born and bred here, so I've gotten to experience all these things, and it'll only be a ton of fun for their entire group.
Yeah. So, Greg, think about it. This short period of time, we're going to have 6 games. And St. Patrick's Day weekend, Chicago Bulls,
right?
Yeah. And one of our assistant ADs who's going to be coming with us lived in Chicago for a long time, so he's really up on the itinerary. We have a special thing. We're going to be able to do an early visit to the Obama Center.
Oh, wow.
That's not opening until middle of June. So
nice little tie there to Punahou. So
yeah. So it's not complete. The Obama Center is not complete, but we get to go see what has been completed. So that's a special thing that no one's going to be able to do. And then on top of that, like Jeff said, there's just so much to do. We can't pack it all in. And this guy knows the deep dish pizza place. He knows the hot dog place. He knows a lot of those. But we'll definitely pick Jeff's brain to see. We'll show him exactly what we look like, and he might give us something else in terms of how close we are to wherever. So it's lucky we got the guy who's been there. And then again, Jeff will be a great help too.
And I was just
looking
pulling the weather up on my phone here. Looks like you might catch a break here. Only low 30s this weekend, so I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Our weather at this time is absolutely unpredictable, crazy. Yesterday it was 70 and absolutely beautiful today.
Wow.
Today it's in the mid 40s and overcast. All I can say is God bless us, and hopefully, we have some decent weather for you, but I can guarantee you it's nothing like your Hawaiian weather.
But, in some way, that's why I'm really looking forward to this too, is just to show the girls, hey, every place isn't like Hawaii weather-wise. And what a great experience that they're going to remember. If it's icy, if it's cold, if it's snow, whatever. And all those kinds of things go kind of beyond the water polo part of it. The overall experience is something they're never going to forget.
Now, the other question I have is, Jeff, have you been coaching up Ken on how to yell louder at an indoor pool? Because he's been at all these outside pools, and now the commotion in those pools is wild.
Well, as you know, all the pools in this area, I would say 99.9% of our pools are all indoors. We have a real nice facility here for a high school facility. We have a 50-meter pool. We play a full 25-meter course. It's our pool. I'm looking right out on it right now. It's almost like a big barn style type of building. You'll like it. There's a nice area for warming up.
Mm-hmm.
We for several years, for 28 years, had hosted the state championship here.
Mm.
So
Oh,
it's a good facility for it.
But that'll be
On
cool
one
for your girls, Ken, right? They probably never played indoors, I'd guess.
uh, that's a really good question. I don't think very many of them have. So yeah, that'll be something totally different for them. I told Jeff I did come to Chicago years ago about water polo because Greg, I was a coach on the old sports festival
Oh, sure.
era, and I think I was the Midwest coach, I guess. And so we had to go to Chicago for a tryout. And so I took Hawaii kids there that were trying out. And then I don't know where we were, Jeff. I remember it's a great pool, but it was in the old godfather of Chicago water polo, Frank Mulcrone
Mulcrone,
days.
Mulcrone.
And
Yeah.
his son was a really good player. Went on to play someplace in college. I don't remember where he played in California. Anyway, he was selected for the team. So that was my last water polo experience in Chicago. I don't remember what year it was, but it was a long
It's
time
most
ago.
likely back then you probably played at the University of Illinois Chicago
Mm,
campus pool,
yeah. So
but
Let's
yeah.
right outside at the heart of the town.
for those that might be there in the stands or they're going to keep an eye on the results, like a little preview of what we might see. Right, both your teams coming off state titles a season ago. Jeff, I'll start with you. Like, give us a scouting report on your team. Obviously, don't give anything away to Ken, but give us kind of the scouting report of what makes this team strong this year, coming off last year.
It's all good, and for Ken and I being around as long as we have been, it's all good. I graduated 2 seniors from last year's team, so I return a pretty solid core, and I have a lot of other some very prospective young athletes coming in right now. Some freshmen and sophomores that are. It's going to be interesting to see how they do in the future. So, but as far as returning from last year, I have a pretty solid core from last year returning. They're a pretty experienced group. Um, Only time tells, right?
Yep. And then Ken, give us the breakdown on your squad.
Yeah, I'm kind of similar to Jeff. I lost a few seniors last year, but I've had a real hardcore group of seniors that have been with me. 3 of them have been starters on my team for all since ninth grade. One will be going to Harvard, one's going to Fresno State, one's going to Claremont. So they've had a lot of experience, and they've been just tremendous leaders for me. And we all know, it's the leadership that makes such a huge difference. And they've been so positive and all that. So we have a lot of positive energy from them. And most of the other kids are returning. So like Jeff, now you're 1 year older. Are you 1 year smarter and 1 year faster and one more year all that? It'll be interesting to see because we haven't had much games so far. So it'll be a really good benchmark for where
What
people are.
we both know, we take nothing for granted.
Right. Exactly. So
We're in this kind of season when you talk about club water polo outside of high school, big time for ODP and athletes trying to get better. And we've been talking with a lot of those coaches about, hey, what are you looking for in a kid that is aspiring to get better, or one that's going to make their team better? And you two have coached so many different teams. Jeff, I'll start with you. You think back of the great teams you've had, the great players you've had. Is there kind of like a consistent thing that kind of comes to mind when you think about the players that really made a good impact, a positive impact on your teams?
Absolutely. One of the main things, and Ken realizes this too, is the athlete's commitment and wanting to grow and learn. And our high school season in Illinois is 11 weeks, and I've told kids for years, I can't bless you with the knowledge or experience overnight. I always encourage them to go out for our club program in the summer. In the fall, the girls are all in swim season. Then in the winter, they play club polo. It's about growth and experience over time and building that chemistry within. It doesn't happen overnight. I've had so many other younger coaches say, so what's your success? Your secret to your success? And I go, time and patience, and you develop the kids over time. It just doesn't happen overnight. It's about opportunities and experiences getting the kids involved in those zone teams, or nowadays the ODP, teams, just for opportunities and experiences.
Ken?
Yeah, I totally agree. It doesn't happen overnight, and that's why the kids in this age they're so expecting instant gratification. And that's the society we live in now. And you just tell them, no, it doesn't happen that way. And you just got to look at these three seniors in particular. How did they get to this point? And it was just a little bit of improvement over a long period of time. And we emphasize a lot about mind, body, and spirit. You need all three to be successful. And this group has kind of really embodied that idea. Again, Jeff would say, I mean, there's no secrets. It's just work hard. And that's how dreams come true. And I think we got a group that buys into that. And it's just over a long period of time.
Ken, hard work pays off.
Exactly.
Now, you both have sent athletes on to the next level time and time again. Ken, you were just outlining these athletes, where they're going. Stevenson has seen no shortage of athletes play at that next level. Tell me from your perspectives how you've seen the opportunities grow and kind of, obviously maybe some parity within your own state, your own areas, but also nationwide. I feel like we're seeing clubs from outside of California be more and more competitive, podium at different events. There's still work to be done, right? But there seems like there's more and more opportunity throughout the country than ever before.
Yeah, I think for on the girls' side, I think I think the only thing that's changed for us a little bit, it's going to get a little bit harder to maybe put kids in the top four with the UCLA, the Stanford, the Cal, the UCLA. They seem to have separated themselves a lot, but on top of that, there's so many other opportunities. I have two kids right now at Villanova. They love Villanova. And then again, I got one girl who's plays for Connecticut College.
Sure.
She didn't even go there to play water polo, but loves it at Connecticut College. They're coming to Hawaii right after we get back. So there's places like that. I got one girl at Claremont, another girl at Pomona, one girl at LMU, and another at Cal Lutheran. I mean, Division III schools, Division I school. So there are some of those Division III schools are great schools. I mean, Claremont and Pomona, they're the reigning Division III champions. And in fact, Jeff, there's a girl from Illinois or from Chicago. I think I'm not sure exactly where she plays with a former player of mine at Chapman. And this girl I have at Chapman said, "Oh, you got to tell us where you're going in Chicago because so and so on our team." So they're all over the place. Mm-hmm. And those, and I think a girl at Bucknell. I'm not even sure what Bucknell water polo is all about, but she's there.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Lewisburg, a little bit different than Waikiki. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very similar. We have girls throughout all over the country. And one of the main things I always stress to the girls and the families, the very first thing I ask them is, what do you want to study? What do you want to go into? That there's a much bigger world out there. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I love hearing and seeing that they're playing collegiately. And both of us have seen girls' growth exponentially. When I started a girls' team, when I first started coaching high school girls back in 1990 at Mundelein High School, back then we were the 11th girls' team in the state here. Wow. By 2002, I helped organize and form the group to get our sport sponsored and backed by the Illinois High School Association. We're now at 84 high school teams in Illinois area, mostly the Chicago area. I mean, that's huge growth.
Mm-hmm. Tremendous.
At that time, we were already from 90 to 02, we were at 60 plus teams already. So the growth was happening. And there's kids, like we said, the two girls that I had starters last year, they're both at Oxy right now this year playing. And I've had a lot of girls all over. I'm at different schools, but you're absolutely right. As far as that top four, it's very tough to crack. But to me, I think what's really rewarding from our perspective is seeing the kids grow and develop and having those other opportunities, whether it's D3 or D2 or whatever. And a lot of them, some of them do have the opportunity in D1 schools.
Right.
So it's just fun and good to see that.
Right.
We're talking here with Jeff Wimer and Ken Smith, a couple of high school water polo coaching legends, ahead of a big showdown in Illinois this weekend. First time ever, Punahou making the trip out to Chicago to take on Stevenson. Guys, I appreciate the time here. One more before we go, and you might get this question from friends, family. You've won all the things there is to win. What is it about this coaching water polo that keeps you in the game, keeps you going when you have all the accolades one might pursue? Jeff, I'll start with you.
You know, right from our hearts, it's our passion and desire and love for this sport. And that's why I'm still involved in it. I've been married 47 years, and my wife every day, still to this day, says to me, "What time you heading to the pool today?" You know what? We have this passion and desire and love the sport.
Yeah, I think from my point of view, I think it's basically the same thing. We have a great alumni base that we see so much growth post-college. Like when we go to Chicago, there will be a player that's going to come to our game. She played for me, played at UCSD, and now she's an ER doctor in Chicago. And so we get those kind of people that come and support. So I think it's just the same thing. It's the passion and it's the relationships you develop with these kids after they leave your program. And I think that's one thing that just keeps me going. And yeah, it's still fun. I still have fun. So as long as they do that, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah. Have the losses got any easier? You guys still take those to heart?
Oh God, they suck. I hate them.
No one likes to lose.
No, not at all. Well, you've done a lot more winning. Guys, I really appreciate taking the time. This is going to be an awesome weekend of water polo. Jeff, so cool that you're hosting. Ken, so cool that you're taking the team out there. And we'll be sure to share some results next week right here on the show. Thanks to you both, and safe travels.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ken. We look forward to having you.
Yeah, we're really, really excited. We have one more practice today, and we take off tomorrow. And Greg, you could do this again maybe next year when Jeff comes our way. It'd be fun to recap from last year and then follow up with coming to Hawaii. Perfect. But thank you very much.